It is March 22nd, 2011, and this is the SC Center. What's up, guys? JP McDaniel here, joined as always by one Patrick Chobo Peon O'Neill. What's going on, Patrick?
The weather's going crazy. I think it's going to snow here. The world's ending. What's going on with you?
Really? It's going to snow?
I know, right? I don't know what's going on.
I think it's like 80 degrees outside or something here.
Yeah, man, it was 75 the other day here. I don't.
Sounds
I don't
like
know.
Texas weather, except it's a little bit more extreme with the whole snow thing. But let's go ahead and talk about the GSTL, as last night was actually one of the best nights of Starcraft 2 as far as the first match goes. And we're not even going to spoil the last two games for you guys. But we had OGS versus Slayers kicking it off in Inca, losing to Min, and the second game where Top played against Min. I'll just say that there's 140 Banelings at one time throughout the game. 140. Think about that. 140 Banelings.
Not enough Banelings.
It wasn't enough, but it was 140 of them. Like, that's just insane. And the next game they sent out another player who we didn't really have any knowledge of in Ryung, and he ended up beating Top and then taking out Supernova as well. But then MC came in, the God Protoss, and he took him out. And the last two matches, they're so good and they're so exciting. You're just going to have to go watch them yourself. Go over to gomtv.net, buy that season pass for the GSTL. It's $5, like totally worth it. You get all the round of 8 matches, all the round of 4 matches, and then, of course, the finals. And what happened with Prime vs. Startel, because that first set lasted till 7 a.m. my time. It started at 4 a.m., and I just couldn't stay up any longer. So, Patrick, what happened with Prime vs. Startel?
This didn't start till 8 a.m. my time, so I also haven't seen it. But it's interesting to note that Prime vs. Startel, it's almost all players that we know. Like the first 3 matches, Rainbow took out Pult, Czech, and Marine King, which are all 4 of them are big
Pretty
names.
impressive.
Then Maka took out Rainbow, it is, right? And then Curious, on the Startel side, took out Maka to take the win. And he's going to face the winner of OGS Slayers, whoever that is, I'll never tell, tonight in the round of 4. So that's going to be IM versus TSL, starting at 4 a.m. Central Time, 5 a.m. Eastern. And then that mystery winner versus Startel tonight. Like you said, man, GSTL, always great. It
is, man. It's awesome.
I always wonder how these players are going to do once they actually hit the Code and whatever, but who cares for now, man? These games are awesome to see, and I hope these players make the transition into the regular GSL.
Yep.
What's going on with the patch?
So the patch finally came out today, and there's nothing new in it, really, except for a couple changes to the maps. I know Shakura's Plateau got a little weird change. That's actually not going to be used in MLG. I have confirmed that. But it is already up in the ladder. We've also got the Grandmaster League, but that won't actually start till next Tuesday when the ladder unlocks, so to speak, because they have locked it for a week. We've got the new Observer and Replay UI. I'm going to be checking that out for sure. And then, of course, the same balance changes that existed and that were announced a while back. Nothing new. Of course, the biggest one probably being the Kadarian Amulet upgrade being removed. And looking at some of the other ones real quick, as it's been a while. EMP draining 100 energy instead of all available energy is kind of interesting. That might kind of slow things up. Or not slow things up, but change things up for the TVP matchup. And the other one, I guess, which is pretty big, is the Infestor changed to Fungal Growth, where it's now it's down from 8 seconds to 4 seconds, and the damage increased is 30% to armored units. Idra was actually quoted in an interview with MLG that I think we talked about yesterday, where he was saying that's going to be incredibly overpowered, but not as overpowered as anything that Protoss can actually do. So, still keeping it. Keeping it Idra, I guess, is how we'll go with that. But what is going on over with the NASL, Patrick?
Many things, actually. A couple of news pieces. First of all, I believe the NASL is going to start announcing the actual player selection soon. And keeping up with their announcement fetish, they're announcing 5 players a day for 10 days just to stretch it out, really get the most out of it. And one person who's almost certainly not going to make it in is Avilo, who Avilo is the guy who had something like 20,000 votes and was at the top of the NASL player poll, a poll which really just sort of informs the NASL administration of who's popular. It doesn't really play into the decision-making in any big way, but Avilo had 20,000 votes removed. Apparently they were all made from the same place. NASL is stressing that they're not accusing Avilo of cheating, because it could have been anyone who did it. I don't know, like Avilo's, next door aunt or something who really thought he could make it to the NASL. But the point is, Avilo's pretty much out, but also, the NASL has been updating an FAQ, which is also down below. They've been changing a lot of things as player and community feedback have been coming in. For instance, the 5-player per team cap is lifted, and so there's a lot of new up-to-date things since the last time we really got a whole bunch of information on the NASL. Things have been changed, so if you're interested in what's going to happen in April once it really kicks off, you should check that out. What's going on with Jinro and MC?
Jinro and MC are going to be heading to the first DreamHack event, which will be happening on the 12th of April. DreamHack Sapphire AMD Championship Stockholm Invitational. Quite the long tournament name, and I'm pretty sure that MC and Jinro should be cleaning that up. I'm not sure who all is going to be in attendance. A lot of the Europeans that might be coming to MLG should be back in Europe by then, because it is on the 12th, and MLG I think ends on the 3rd with travel dates on the 4th and 5th. But it's going to actually be awesome to see MC going up against some more foreigners. We saw how well he did against Ciara here in the TSL3 last weekend, and we're going to get to see him going up against some of the top Europeans and any Americans that are actually going to be traveling over there. They might be announcing some more here very soon. But what is going on with the TESL, the Taiwan Star League, I think? Is
Taiwan Esports League, although it does look like the Taiwan Star League. So Taiwan has had an esports league apparently about 3 years ago. We haven't really heard about it very much because, or at least I haven't, because it wasn't a huge Brood War thing, and that's what my tunnel vision is all about. But now they're moving into Starcraft 2 in force. It's going to be interesting to see how well they do. They're having a draft soon. They have real teams and things like that. NBA, NFL, American franchise style, where they draft players and franchises deal with players in that way, as opposed to a more European or Korean style of sports. One thing that's interesting, though, is Sen, of course, is the most known Taiwanese player, and something that Z-Slasher wanted me to mention, and I think is definitely worth mentioning, is the fact that Sen's contract with Fnatic is up in June. He also happens to graduate university in June, and I think the all indications point to him not re-signing with Fnatic, and him going to work with one of these teams in the TESL. Now, I don't know.
That sounds like a lot of speculation, though.
Well, a lot of speculation, but I mean that's you need to read this post. This whole post is 20 pages long, but it's a big league, so definitely check that out. And the information about Sen is very, very interesting. So yeah, check that out. Oh yeah, no, actually, Sen has stated that he might join the league when his contract is up. So I just read that. So there it is. Less speculation. Moving on to MLG related stuff. TLO was sponsored by Sony Ericsson, continuing TLO's illustrious tradition of being sponsored by companies outside of just Team Liquid. He used to be sponsored by the TLF guys before they even sponsored Team Liquid, and he was able to bring them in to Team Liquid. So you have to wonder, if Sony Ericsson's making moves like this, where's the next place they're going? What player or team will they be working with next? So big moves being made there. What's going on with State of the Game?
Well, State of the Game is going to be back tonight in our live form. No more VODs or anything like that. We're going to have Zake, I guess. I'm just going to go with it until I ask him tonight, because I still don't know how to actually pronounce his name. And we're also going to have another special guest on that I'm just going to say tune in tonight. You'll have to see who that is. He will be kicking off the show, so I'm not going to hype it towards the end, but you'll see him right at the beginning. That's going to be happening at 10:30 Central Standard Time tonight, 10 p.m. It is also on the TL calendar on the right side, so you can see when it's going to be happening for you. VODs will be up over at itmejp.blip.tv as well later on tonight, probably around the time that the GSTL will start, simply because it takes quite a long time to upload those video files. But, of course, you can follow myself at twitter.com/itmejp. You can follow Patrick at twitter.com/chobopeon. Send in tips to tips@itmejp.com if you have anything you want us to talk about that we currently aren't. Patrick, you got anything else?
Thanks for watching, guys.
All right, we'll see you guys later, and we're going to end with why the GSTL is such an incredible sight to see. Tune into that tonight, guys, 4 a.m. Central Standard Time for the semifinals of the GSTL. We're out. See you guys tomorrow. Look at that. That's beautiful. So good. You can't even see what I'm talking about, Patrick, but trust me, it's worth it.
I'm watching the stream.
All right.
It is beautiful.